your travel nurse contract was canceled, or even worse, mid-contract, they did the bait and switch and dropped your rates. Now what? Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel where I teach you to be the CEO of your nursing license. So today we're talking about canceled contracts. Okay, I have a lot to say about this and my own personal experience, but most importantly, I want to give you tips on what to do if this happens to you. So we are in the month of June, which is kicking off these horrible summer rates. So it is known in the travel nurse world that summer, the rates go down. This is pre-pandemic, pre-everything. Just think about it. Admissions are lower, people are not as sick, the weather is warmer. Things start to pick up again in September when the flu starts coming around, and I'm sure the you-know-what will be back. So if you can take time off during the summer and you stacked up a ton of money, now is the time to do it. Don't take contracts in the summer if you don't have to, but some of us, we gotta work. So what do you do? So if your contract straight up got canceled right before you moved to your new location, there's a couple of things you can do. One, you need to reach out to your recruiter, but I would definitely make sure in your contract before you sign anywhere, you have a plan in place. What are you gonna do if you move to a new state, a new city, and your contract gets canceled? I work with Aya Healthcare, and I know that they will reimburse up to 1 week of your expenses if that happens. And I know that they try their very best not to cancel contracts. It's bad business, is basically what it is. Hospitals try not to cancel contracts. I know, at least with Aya, they don't, based on what my recruiter explained to me, because it's bad for business. It doesn't look good on their part. So what they will do is try to accommodate, move you to a different department that needs you, or they may drop your rates. But if they straight up cancel you a couple days before you move, or you've already moved, your agency should cover you for the first week. So what I do is when I go to a new city that first week, I try not to book a short-term rental, an Airbnb, anything long-term. That first week, I try to stay in like a hotel for 1 week, or I book an Airbnb for 1 week so that if it gets canceled, I can let my long-term lease, well, my short-term lease, but my 3-month stay at a different place, I can let them know, hey, my contract got canceled. 2, make sure when you sign your rental, wherever you are staying, be honest with the person that you are working with. Just be like, hey, I am a nurse. I'm a travel nurse. There's always a chance that my contract could get canceled. Let them know it's rare, probably won't happen, but just in case it does, will you reimburse me my money and whatever they need from you? Maybe they need proof that you got canceled, but I have done that with every contract and it has seemed to work well. The landlord or the person that I'm working with has always understood that, probably because they've worked with travelers in the past. It's a gamble on both of our parts. You know, I'm gambling coming to a new city, and you're gambling that you're gonna get a high paid nursing tenant that's going to be good for their money for 3 months. So they want to take that risk because they know that nurses are making money, and they know that nurses are good tenants. So definitely get that in writing with whoever you're staying with, that if something happens where you get canceled, you'll be okay. If you can stay with a friend for a week in a new city before you sign a contract to live somewhere for 3 months, that's also a really good option. Just, I would have a plan A and a plan B, always, just in case your contract gets canceled. But the good news is my recruiter told me that rates should be picking up at the end of maybe even July once fall gets here. I mean, I know August is not fall, but he said end of July, early August, rates should start picking up. And in September, it should be booming again. So if you're on vacation, I would start looking probably in August. Okay, so here I am in Indiana, and I got a message from my recruiter letting me know, after I'd already been here for 5 weeks, that they were de-escalating pay where I currently work. And this is called the bait and switch tactic. This is happening all across America. I have talked to many nursing travel friends, and it's happening to them too. So you are in a contract, you already signed a contract, you're living somewhere, and then boom, they're like, hey, we want to drop your pay. For me, they're wanting to drop my rate $17 an hour. Yikes. Listen, my contract was already really high, so I had 2 options. They give you 2 options when this happens. You either sign the new contract and you have to accept your pay cut, or B, they give you the option not to sign it and you can look for a new contract. However, it's a little shady in my opinion. You already signed a contract. I know that there's lawsuits out there. Do I recommend going into a lawsuit? Probably not, because at the end of the day, you might get like a couple $1,000s from that. You can make hundreds of $1,000s as a travel nurse. So I just kind of accept this for what it is, even though it is shady. So I think that they do this because they know most contracted travel nurses have signed a short-term lease. So that's why it's always good to be in it with whoever you're leasing from and make sure that they're flexible. So if you want out, you can get out. So for me, what I personally did is I did sign the contract because I still have like a month and a half left at this contract. I did take the 17-hour pay cut because I am really happy here. I have a lot of friends where I am in Indianapolis, and I really like the apartment I'm living in. I really like the job I have, so whatever, it is what it is. And when I went on the website, there is nothing paying higher than what I already have, even with the $17 hour pay cut. There's just not a lot of options out there. So I'm just gonna ride this out until hopefully July, they start picking up again. My contract ends at the very end of July, so I'm hoping that I can start a new one in August and the rates will be better. Now, I was told another de-escalation is going to happen the last 2 weeks of my contract. And they want to basically cut my pay in half, which is insanity. And I probably won't sign that because it's like for 2 weeks. However, my recruiter said if a lot of travel nurses do not sign the de-escalation, he has seen that the de-escalation just gets canceled. My manager really wants me to stay. They have nobody applying for the travel position because when I went on Aya, I could see my position already posted for July, and it is like half of what I'm making. And my recruiter said nobody's applying. So basically what he said when nobody applies is the rates should start coming back up. So I'm kind of in limbo right now. I don't know if I'm going to extend my contract. I definitely am not extending it if they don't keep my pay. If they want to cut my pay in half, I'm out, and I'm hoping to find a better contract. So the moral of the story is have a plan in place, be open with who you are renting from, and be flexible, especially in summer. Everybody in the internet is going crazy right now about the rates dropping, but just try not to panic because from what my recruiter has told me, the rates should start picking up again. He said they're probably never gonna get to that pandemic height level, like those 10,000 a week contracts are probably not gonna happen, but you could very easily find very good ones still in the 4s, 5s, and 6s. So those are still out there, or at least they're coming back, hopefully in fall. So to ease your anxiety about the travel rates dropping, go watch this video where I explain more, and I'll see you in that video. Bye.